So beginning our day, the start of the new year, January 2nd, and of course we went into the village this morning, and it's been quite a while since I joined the New Year's gathering in Bungwai village. It's been so long that I don't think I went in, did it at this sort of Salaglang, like right in the middle of the village. And we used to go into the village monastery. Anyway, it was very nice thing to do. There's just this long connection with the monastery, and the brand new calendar says, this is the 50th year of Wat Nanachat coming up. So it's this long connection, and I think certainly one of the reflections that the Buddha has the monastics give for themselves, or to recollect frequently, very often, is the days and nights are relentlessly passing. How well am I spending my time? And it's really, it seems so ordinary, or a truism, but it's just such an important recollection and reflection, because the time passes, and 50 years of Wat Nanachat. I mean, when there was I wasn't in that first group. I came a few months later. Actually, I came just as with Luang Por Chah. I think they came in March, and then I came in April with Luang Por Chah one time, because I was staying over at Wat Pah. And it was when the villagers asked Luang Por Chah, would he consider making it into a branch monastery. I think it was around April that he gave the go-ahead for it to be a monastery. Anyway, that time passes, and in those days, as a young, confused, anxious, scattered monk, who would have thought that I'd be up here 50 years later giving a reflection? I mean, that's the nature of things. This morning, going into the village and seeing so many of the people that I have known for really pretty much my whole adult life, and seeing their aging process, you realize, well, there's no escape for anybody, and you've got to extrapolate for yourself. And this days and nights are relentlessly passing, and one has to be reflecting. How well am I spending? Am I using my time skillfully? Am I reflecting on the Dhamma? Am I bringing the Dhamma to heart? Am I putting effort into the training? Which doesn't mean you have to torture yourself and get even more anxious and confused. What it does mean is you want to be encouraging yourself to use your opportunity of drawing close to the Dhamma as skillfully as possible. I was thinking, like the young man who helped me when I went take my alms bowl over to the kitchen to receive food, and he was at the event this morning in Bungwai Villager. Boom. And his great-grandparents were part of the original group of people that used to go over to Wat Pah on a regular basis and meditate and chant at Wat Pah with Ajahn Chah, and really wanted to have a branch monastery here in Bungwai. And then their daughter started coming when we first established, as well as their son. Two different stories. But the daughter she was already interested in Dhamma and coming here, and she was really keen to keep practicing and really wanted to be a mechi at Wat Pah, and her parents were dead set against it for whatever reason. And anyway, she ended up marrying, and of course she had children. Those children had children, and then this young man is carrying my alms bowl for me over. Just you see the cycles of life are relentlessly moving, and the days and nights are relentlessly passing. How well am I spending my time? It's just such an important reminder to ourselves to focus on what's really important, what's really useful. And again, the sense of, okay, this time is passing. I need to up my game in my practice, not to be heedless and not to be sloppy in my practice. And it's really important. But then it's also, this really is a middle way that the Buddha taught, and that you can get, with all really good intentions, you can still torture yourself with your efforts to practice. And this really is a path for freedom from suffering. This is not say the Buddha did not lay down the purpose of his path as increasing suffering and making suffering the goal. The whole point of this practice and the training is, and how do you say it, the promise that the Buddha gives is that this path leads to the end of all suffering, all stress, all discontent, all dis-ease. To be able to put the path into practice in a really an appropriate way. This is always a sense of making sure that there is a balance of these different faculties that we have to bring to the practice. And it's like Ajahn Chah in one, remember, he had such a master of expressing things sometimes in a really succinct way, but also, very clear. And it's in Thai, it was sort of Dhamma Kukwan Padi, which is very simple. But he said, like, the Dhamma is that which is just right. And it's really just right. Everything's in balance. Everything is just right. And then it performs its function of freeing the heart from suffering. So that paying attention to this sense of how to bring into effect this balance of the different faculties and different efforts that we have to make, but encouraging ourselves at the same time that the days and nights are relentlessly passing. How well am I spending my time? Offer that for reflection this morning.